Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this NXT review and opinions video. This was brilliant. I really enjoyed this. You know me, I've normally got grumbles, and I've got a few grumbles. Like, I didn't think Lexis versus JDC was all that good, honestly. And so that, as you lot said, was good 93%, was probably the low point of the show. But really outside of that, it was really entertaining. I really enjoyed this show. I think Bayley against Cora was a pretty fun match. Like, you lot said it was great 59%, and I actually really like Cora winning. And the way that she won with Roxanne coming out dressed as Bayley. Oh my God, I love that moment. That was so entertaining. Even the backstage moment when Bayley's like, "That's the best you've ever looked, you stupid idiot." So that was great. Of course, we had like a bit of development with Javon and Ethan. We had a bit of development with Eddy and Trick. And so, you know, there was a little bit of storyline progression there. As well as that, the triple threat tag match, just bonkers. Bodies flying everywhere. A spot fest. But a spot fest that sort of outstayed its welcome for me. I know I keep saying it, but I really felt that way. You lot said it was great 55%. I would have gone good. So, but still entertaining. I was not down on the match. I didn't think it was a bad match, but I was ready for it to end. Lexis against JDC, you lot said was good 93. Nikkita against Zaria, you said was good 96. I think that's fair. But those two women are two kind of bigger women, like powerhouses. Seeing them go up against each other, I actually wish it had a bit more of a build. Little bit of a squash match. I would have liked that to have had a bit more time. Then our main event, Tony against Ridge. Steel cage match. Hard hitting, some really fun stuff in there. You lot said this was great. 66%. So main event gets the highest score of the night. Before that, we had Ricky Starks. After that, we had, obviously, the turn. Then we had the clip at the end with, you know, that new group showing off their kind of masks. The kind of more face coverings, really. But, oh my God, from start to finish, this was so entertaining. I was so entertained. Even A-Town Down being in there with Oba and, like, some of the build for that was really entertaining. No issue going into the 8 club here. No problems going into 8. I'm 825 8.5. I'm 825 8.5, and honestly, maybe even more 8.5. For me, this is a great rating. I have no problem with that either. I think this is a great rating, and I really enjoyed this show, yeah. I feel like a lot of people are going to be the same, to be honest. I feel like a lot of people are going to be the same. I don't know if everyone's going to be in the same boat, because I have seen a few comments during our live stream where people are like in the 7s or it was okay. I was quite surprised, actually. There was some people that seemed to not be blown away by this, but I really felt like this was one of the best WWE shows I've seen in 2025 so far. I think the best show I saw might have been the second Raw on Netflix. Rumble obviously had loads of talking points. But actually, like a weekly show, I think this is right up there, yeah. So let's get to your thoughts. So here we've got Mitchell. He said, "I thought this was a heck of a show. NXT continues to be the best show of the week. The ladies are killing it. Ricky Starks showing up was an incredible surprise. Main roster needs to take notes. Prestigious 8 club rating awarded." Bia said it's the best NXT this year, and it's by some distance. Thuggish is Ruggish Mudfish said absolute revolution. Nathan says Ricky Starks. Atharv says Ricky Starks. That should just sum up NXT this week. Nails and NY said, "I'm happy. An absolute top tier episode." And there's Ricky Starks and there is Ethan Page. Las Vegas Matt said NXT is by far the best program WWE has. It's no wonder why. They have a title defense every week. Promos and backstage events aren't wasted, and progress storylines rather than stall them. And the talent roster weekly puts on an amazing show. Can't wait for Vengeance Day. 9 out of 10 said Las Vegas Matt. Beatron said, Ricky effing Starks, game just changed. Liked A-Town Down Under, the Ober segment a lot too. It was a great go home. J Omega said, seeing Ricky show up was a surprise for me. I'm glad they kept his debut a secret. Main event was great. Triple threat tag match was a banger. Opening was decent. JDC Lexis was good. Overall, 875. Dean said, I really enjoyed NXT. Did not feel like a go-home show. Really like Roxanne coming out dressed as Bayley. I thought Ridge was going to beat Tony. I would have played some vignettes hyping up Ricky Starks. Love the streams, and I'll see you in the next one. See you in the next one, buds. Muggsy said, NXT was great tonight. I give it a solid 8.5. Every match was fun, except for Zaria and Nikkita. I don't think WWE know what Zaria's gimmick is, because why is she still with Sol Ruka talking about the beach? Tag match of the night. Ricky versus Tony at Stand and Deliver, please, says Muggsy. Nishi said, episode of the year by a million miles. What a show. NXT is the best in the world, and it's good to see Ricky Starks. Brendan, shout out to you. Loving this. Where was you, Brendan? Because that we got a Cody shirt. We got big golds. Looks like you're actually at some sort of event, so you'll have to let us know where you was, buds. Chris said, hello, Daze. Hello, Chris. NXT is killing it right now. Nothing better in wrestling. An easy 7.5. This was actually a go-home show too. I mean, we get Corey's huge win, and now a fatal four-way. Oh, Cora's huge win. I was like, Corey, who's Corey? Cora's huge win, and now a fatal four-way on Saturday. We got such a shocking moment with Ricky Starks doing his best Scott Hall impression on NXT, coming through the crowds. You know who we are, but you don't know why we're here. Alex said, good NXT. Wasn't expecting Ricky Starks to show up. Roxanne cosplaying as the Hugger was cinema. Austin Theory needs to turn on Grayson Waller at some point. Love me, Julia and Stephanie Vacour. Very fleeting appearance from them. Zaria winning was fire, 8.5. Raymond said, hello, Daze. I thought NXT tonight was very good matches. Were just outstanding. I was very pleased. I'm going to give it a 9. That's how good NXT was, and I enjoyed it. Shout out to you. Yeet. Raymond, shout out to you, buds. Uncle Howdy said NXT was great on Tuesday, and the surprise of Ricky showing up was a shock to everyone. I give it 9.5. Carl said, average at best. Cora versus Bayley was fire. Roxley, fire. Oh, Roxley like Bayley and Roxanne. Ending was great, but everything else, sleeper. John Elite said, Ricky Starks in WWE. WTF. I'm more excited for Vengeance Day on Saturday. I like the ending tonight. Love the mind games from Roxanne. Matthew said NXT was a banger. Highlight for me, Ricky Starks' debut, and it stole the show. My honest opinion, and I wonder who will debut on NXT. Do you mean at Vengeance Day? Who will debut? I mean, we've got that group coming, and at the moment, it sort of feels like that group is who they are really pushing. But I don't know, man. I mean, I think it was James that mentioned that Josh Alexander is going to be free as of Thursday. So Josh Alexander could arrive, Malachi could arrive, Miro could arrive. I mean, honestly, do we have a big brute like Miro, like Rusev in NXT? I mean, honestly, could that be a spot for him to kind of be that enforcer, have him kind of working his way through NXT for 6 months, and then, you know, kind of, I feel like he needs a new gimmick anyway. I sort of feel like I wouldn't bring him back and have him being like the Russian Rusev and all of that. I mean, I wouldn't do that. So I feel like he needs to come back and be someone else than what we've seen before. And maybe NXT could be a place for him. So I don't know, man. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm so excited for this weekend. Callum said it was a very good show. I really enjoyed the last 10 minutes. The Roxanne moment was brilliant. I think it's safe to say Vengeance Day will be cinema. I wonder what that group has in store for us. NXT has been on fire this year. Jay Warrior said NXT is the best weekly show by far. I really enjoyed Fandango against Lexis. Cage match was match of the night, I'd agree. Hugger Roxanne and Ricky Starks caught me really off guards. Jazz said, I thought it was a bit off this week. Might be down too because it's Vengeance Day on Saturday, but still a 7. Thought that the Waller theory was similar to Xavier and Kofi taking digs at each other. Lastly, isn't Sean Spears pretty much acting the same way as Cross? I don't know. I don't really worry too much about comparing to what we're doing on other shows. I mean, I'm just enjoying it for what it is. I just think this was really good. I thought it massively delivered. David said Easy 9 was much better than most of the Raws and the SmackDowns, and you don't miss things you want to see. Austin 316 said it was a really good show tonight. NXT is again the best wrestling show of the week. Love that we weren't expecting Ricky Starks at all. We have a genuine surprise for once. Good for Cora on finally getting that big win. Her and Soul deserve a push. I'm so excited for Vengeance Day 775. Just Dave now said, what a show. Great matches. Angles all moving. Starks debuting. Looks like Saturday will bang. Wrestling fans since day one said NXT on fire. 7.5, maybe 7.76. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, you got Jordan Grace around as well. I mean, Jordan Grace could find a way coming in. Ryder said it was a very enjoyable show that provided multiple talking points, and that's what you want out of a wrestling show. It was a solid 7.75. With the ratings momentum that NXT has been on, you could tell that HBK is capitalizing on it and firing on all cylinders creatively, and it's a win for us fans. TJF says NXT best show of WWE at the moment. HBK should replace Papa H on the main roster. Bayley match was fire. Fun matches and spots, 8 out of 10. Till the vanilla midget rock ripoff spots. After that, I turned it off as disappointed, as I don't need Starks in my life. I'd rather have Ricky from Seattle. Starks was the worst of the free agents. 3 out of 10, said TJF. I mean, it would be interesting to explore why you feel that way. I don't think he got loads of opportunity in AEW. There was some nice moments when he was kind of in there with, I think it was MJF. And yeah, I sort of feel like he is untapped potential. So I'm very excited to see what he can bring. I was watching him when he was in NWA Power, and there was like a little buzz around him. You could see he was kind of charismatic and whatever, but I don't know, there was something that was not quite there. I saw a little more in AEW, certainly when he was promoing with, I'm sure it was MJF. And that was a really big moment. Do you remember that awful moment where he came out and he was pretty good on the mic? And then, like, he was with Big Bill and Jericho was like, look, it's Big Billy Starks. And the crowd were all, like, dead. Like, and it just bombed. Like, that wasn't his fault. That was Jericho's fault. He's been involved in a few segments like that aren't his fault. And I think he's been really frustrated and he's been just trying to get out. Well, now he's out and now he can show us what he can do. So let's see. Taker 1990 said NXT was great. 8.5. Hopefully Julia retains this Saturday. Alex, I can't quite read that font, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go Rhea Ripley, my fave, right? It was all right. I'm glad to see Nikkita Lyons back and good to see Zaria. Juan said, not as bad as people make it seem to be. Oh, I think people are high on it, to be honest. Alex said, it is what it is. Oh, Alex didn't like it, but Master Taker did. Said, very good this week. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Ryan said, great show. One of the best of the week so far. 8.5. Vengeance Day will cook on Saturday. It's Ryan said, NXT is speedily redeeming its spot as the A show once again. Stories at the moment are interesting. Matches spoke for themselves as usual. It always has something to offer, no matter if you're a casual or a hardcore. And that was heavily emphasized tonight. It was a fun show, so 9 out of 10. TGRBND says, awesome. Lost the picture on my local channel just as Ricky was finishing the promo, but I found the full cage match later on YouTube. Shout out to you, buds. Appreciate everyone feeding back. Seems like people enjoyed it. So let's click over, shall we, and just have a look and see what the scores are. So here we are with the scores. Let's go boom over here. Will it bring it up? Yes. So there, 67% great, 17% all-time. Only 17% were below greats. And that is going to come out as a really good score. I mean, that is going to come out at the moment as great 84. We might struggle to find a show that actually has scored. Well, there we go. Look, great 85 for the Rumble. Great 85. So this is actually up there with the Rumble at the moment. That's kind of where this show is. And that does make a lot of sense, actually, because the Rumble was a big show, loads of talking points, the speed moments, and, Joe Hendry being in, Alexa coming back. So we had all of that. But there was this little feeling of like, oh, Jay, I'm not sure, Charlotte, So, and I feel that tonight there's a few people in there that weren't crazy about this show, but I feel like the majority loved it. And so this being kind of a similar score to the Rumble does make sense to me. So there we go. That was everyone's thoughts on NXT. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, well, don't worry about it. It's in the past now. We're going to move on to Vengeance Day. Obviously, I'm back later with the Wrestling Escape Pods. I should have an opinions video for you later. I don't know of what it is, but I'm sure we can get something. And, of course, we will be back with SmackDown and SmackDown opinions and Vengeance Day this weekend and Vengeance Day opinions. So plenty on the way. So thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.